Hello, my name is Brian Oski.
And I'm Austin Morales, and you're watching The Inner Gamer On.
And today, The Division Resurgence is a brand new game coming to us in the world of The Division. But it's on your favorite thing in the world. Austin, do you have a phone?
I do.
Get your phones ready, guys. We got The Division Resurgence. Let's go. Come on.
And as always, if you enjoy this content, please like, subscribe, bang that bell, because it really helps more than you know, and we appreciate all your continued support. So just go ahead and do that. Give it a little bang.
Use your phone. In other news, Austin, I got some great news for you.
Oh,
your favorite game series, The Division, is coming out with a new game, brand new title. It's going to be like set during the events of, I think it's after The Division 1, I believe. Oh wait, so it's canonical in the world of Division. It begins concurrently with The Division 1, which affords new opportunity to show some of the events at the beginning of the game from a new perspective. But the bulk of the game takes place after the story events of The Division 1, so it also serves as a pseudo-sequel. But in this game is called The Division Resurgence, and it is going to be a greatly amazing game that you can play only on your mobile phone, Austin.
High fidelity, high graphics, HDR, ultra, mega ray tracing ability. I am so excited to get this on my mobile phone.
And it's free to play. So you don't have to pay for it, man. You get to customize your layout and controls on your screen.
I just came a little bit, Brett.
I know. You can add a Bluetooth controller to it. Like, I mean, come on, man. It's fully open world. I mean, you got all the things in loot boxes and unlocks, and probably not loot boxes, but a bunch of things you can unlock. There's a new faction they're introducing to this called the Freemen, and they're made up of scientists, craftsmen, and engineers. No, they're more like the Freemasons, I think, is their idea.
Who's the guy from Half-Life? Gordon Freeman.
Yeah.
It's the Gordon Freemans.
The Gordon Freemans.
Because they're scientists.
Yep. You'll fight them on mobile. Third-person shooting gameplay is a lot like what you can imagine in the previous games. They do have cover shooting, adjustments made for mobile platform. You can choose your specializations or class. Over the course of the game, you unlock different specializations. You can swap between them. In the gameplay showcase, there are people throwing up cover to get in better positions for shooting and dropping remote turrets to help against the enemies. The Freemen are also well equipped and can even use items like remote controlled drones. The New York City is open world. The missions you tackle within it are split between main missions, world events, and other activities. You can play the game for long sessions if you want, but in general, completing activities are geared towards short or mobile play sessions. There's also a version of the Dark Zone in here, which is their PvP endgame area, built specifically for mobile, as well as the franchise's skirmish and domination mode for competitive players. So, there you have it. Brand new. Fully developed.
Fail.
We need to get excited.
We need to get kids off of phones. Like, seriously, no more. Don't hand your freaking 1-year-old child a tablet and get him used to looking at a screen, because I feel like that is literally the problem right now.
I feel like it's bad for your neck too. It's like you're looking down all the time.
I see little children, like infants, with freaking tablets watching something. This is not how you raise your kid. This is worse than sitting your kid in front of a TV all day to watch the freaking TV. At least they can't interact with it.
Yeah.
They can just watch it. They can interact with it. And now you get all these kids who are growing up on these smart devices, and we come to this point where they're going to get this, and no wonder Diablo made millions of dollars in like 2 weeks or whatever. Like, yeah, no wonder, because all this is what the kids are getting onto. And yes, I understand phones are like great technological advancements for society and stuff, but it's also hindering us. And the reason they're going to make these fucking games is because people are actually going to spend money on it. Idiots. I'm sorry. You're idiots. I'm going to call you an idiot. Yes. Like, it's bad enough we have microtransactions on this stuff. Like, you're going to go and play this on your phone, which every time I play one of these games, it feels like my phone's about to melt in my hand.
Yep.
Like, I can't play it longer than like 10 minutes, or my hands get so freaking hot and uncomfortable. I'm not going to play it anymore. So then I just don't even play it. So I don't know how these kids stay on their phones for that long.
Yeah.
And play this. Like, their phones are it's literally destroying your phone, in my opinion. I don't really know. Someone has to do some research. I'm sure someone has. But I just don't understand why we keep making mobile devices. Just stop playing these fucking games.
I mean, I want to keep making mobile devices. I just don't want to play games.
Sorry, mobile games.
Yeah.
Mobile games.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's definitely obviously a clear audience for it, but I just don't understand why you'd want to play. Like, I don't think I was playing Diablo Immortal on my phone, and it was fine, but I've stopped playing it. Like, it just wasn't enjoyable on that small screen. Like having to look at everything, and it's like, I want to have a bigger screen for that stuff. I want to have a controller in my hand. I don't want to have to deal with the touchscreen nonsense. Because I mean, looking at the Division Resurgence like gameplay, like the UI takes up like 80% of the screen, or not 80%, like 40% of the screen probably, which is crazy. Like, I don't want to have that much of my screen taken up by this game. Like, just doesn't make sense to me. But I mean, I don't know why this was asked. I feel like Ubisoft is just like, I mean, we'll talk more about Ubisoft here in the discussion topic, but like, I feel like they're struggling to find like what works for them like really, really well, because they've brought out a lot of games that had a lot of really good, like, they're like I don't know, like just a lot of polish looking, but then like once you like peel the wrapper undone, it's like you have like I don't know, like a shitty car underneath like the wrapping of like a new paint job or something. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good analogy.
It's literally
not working,
a polished turd. That's what it is.
There we go. That's a good word for it.
It's a golden encased piece of shit. Okay, I don't know if I mentioned this when I was talking about the Division 2, but I love the freaking world, and I just want to explore, but I know there's really nothing to even explore there.
Yeah.
So, like, there's no reason for me to explore. Like, when I first got in there, like, every Ubisoft world is amazing, but the story is absolute garbage.
That's like Ghost Recon
gameplay.
Breakpoint. It's like the environments that they built in there are incredible, and I'll stop and just be like, wow, there's so much cool shit in this map.
Yeah.
But then you get in the story and you're like, this is stupid.
I have no desire to search for anything. Yeah.
But yeah.
And so here we go again. They're just, I mean, this is when you know the corporation is going for gold and money.
Yeah.
Is they're making freaking mobile games because they know people are going to buy this stuff and pay for it. And I just don't understand why. Microtransactions in the games for like cosmetic stuff, I can understand to agree. I mean, I do. I buy it too. Like I was talking about, I want to buy some stuff from Vermintide. Well, one, like I like the game and I like the devs, so I want to support them.
Yeah.
But this is just a giant company who is going to cut corners at every possible end so they can make as much money as possible. And it's just like, I see it. So for me, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's definitely, I'm not going to play this game at all. It's not worth my time.
I hope it fails. I hope it really fails. Like, I mean, I heard people from Diablo Immortal, like they're losing players left and right because the people that the main people, I don't even know how to say this, like streamers and stuff who are like want to jump on and be like, you know, the go-to people for that game as like, hey, come watch me play. They're like, I have to spend all this freaking money just to continue
I have
going.
to stop my stream if I want to not pay money on it to like keep going. Otherwise, I gotta pay money to keep going.
Yeah, it's like, what is the point? There's no point. No, it's just like people are going to fall out. There's going to be a very, very small group of people who are going to be playing that game, but then they have this, like, what kind of ecosystem is that?
Yeah. Well, it's like all the bitching we were doing about Battlefield 2042 and like how people were so like, I was watching somebody talk about the timelines of Battlefield 4 and in the amount of time it took them to bring out one map and one new hero in Battlefield 2042, Battlefield 4 had brought out like 8 new maps. Like, so they're just spending so much time on like the skins and the nonsense stuff that we don't really, most of the general gamers, I feel like, don't want that. But then there's still the 20% of them that probably are spending a shit ton. They're making up 80% of the income. Like there's a 20-80 rule or whatever that like 20% of the player base is spending 80% or making 80% of the revenue for the company. And that's the people that they're like feeding them with all this new stuff. And the other 80% of us are just like, what is happening? Why is this doing what it's doing? So,
I mean, yeah. What didn't Battlefield have less players than Halo? Or
no, Halo Infinite has less players than Battlefield, which was shocking.
That is
because that game too, like just horrendous. They failed on that one. And I love the multiplayer in Halo Infinite. I thought it was a blast when I first started playing it, but it just got to the point where I didn't want to get back into it because there wasn't anything for me to. The carrot on the stick wasn't there as much as I would like it to be.
Yeah.
Where like my friends started not playing it as much, and like if I want to do progression and stuff like that, like the progression stuff just wasn't interesting. Like it's, and then some of the gameplay can be kind of similar over 10 matches or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas like at least Battlefield has those Battlefield moments where it's like something crazy will happen, where like a plane flies in, or you jump off the edge of a cliff and like paraglide into the ground and like do something cool or whatever. Like that's nice, but Division Resurgence won't have that because you're stationary on the ground, man. You can only vault over building things. You can't like fly off the edge of a building.
Right.
So yeah, sad.